Well, good day. Welcome to this Tuesday Lenten devotional. Our text is from the Gospel of Luke, the 14th chapter. We're looking at verses 1 through 11. I read this passage and it reminded me of a commercial that I saw many years ago. Some of you saw too. Starred erstwhile baseball star and actor Bob Uecker, and he is being escorted, and he's letting everybody know he must be going to the front row, and actually they're taking him to the far back seats, as far back as they can get him. I don't know if you've ever had that experience before. That's kind of an embarrassing and a frustrating experience. Somehow a leader of the Pharisees in our text gets to Jesus, and they get together and decide to break bread. I think that's a great thing. I mean, you figure this is not just an average Pharisee. This is a leader of the Pharisees and Jesus who get together. And if those two could get together, I think there's hope for all of us. As the other guests in that evening, as they get to the leader's house to have a meal, as the other guests begin to file in, they began to be like Bob Uecker. They want to sit on the front row, but there's only so many front row seats, if you will, and they sort of jostle to get those positions near the head of the household, which would be the place of honor. Well, Jesus turns this whole episode upside down by telling the crowd that the head table is reserved for those who are willing to sit at the foot of the table, and of course vice versa. This is a lesson on humility. Now we hear that word, and it has sort of a negative connotation in the culture in which you and I live. Humility is not a very sought after trait, but let's try to understand what that means. Humility is not thinking of yourself as lowly or worthless. It's from the Latin root humus, which actually means dirt. And if you take that a little bit further down, it might be referring to being grounded on par with the rest of creation, a part of the interconnectedness of the world that God has made. You're not less than, but you're a part of. Someone once said, you're never as bad as you think you are, and you're never as good as your press clippings. You are a child of God, though, and you are part of the family, and that ought to be able to ground all of us, to make us understand how important we are as part of the family. Let's have a word of prayer. Dear God, thank you for humbling yourself in Jesus, who took the form of a human being in order to give himself to the world. Help us to do the same thing for others.